Hello everyone, this is Miss Risk. We're going to go over significant figures practice problems. Let's start with definitions.
Significant figures. The number of all known digits reported in measurements plus one estimated digit.
Okay, so let's say we're measuring the length using the ruler, 5.23 centimeters. Now, the 5.2 are known digits, but the 0.03 is the estimated one. There are rules to figure out which one is significant and which one is not. Rule number 1. All non-zero numbers are significant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are all significant. So 194 has 3 significant figures. Rule number 2. Leading zeros don't count. So zeros before significant numbers or to the left of significant numbers are not significant. So 0.00001 has only one significant. These zeros don't count. Rule number 3, trailing zeros count if there is a decimal. So zeros after significant numbers or to the right of a significant number are significant if there is a decimal. 1.000, all these zeros are significant, so we have 4 significant figures. Rule number 4, trailing zeros don't count if there's no decimal. 10000 without a decimal has only one significant number. There's another trick to significant figures. If there's a decimal, then we count from the Pacific, from the left, to the first significant number. So all of these count. 4 significant figures. 31.80 has 4 significant figures. 0.0020 has 2 significant figures. If there's no decimal, then we count from the Atlantic. First zero does not count, and these 1, 2, 3, 4 significant numbers. No decimal, you go up to the first significant number, which is one significant figure. Practice problems. Determine the number of significant figures. 508.0. There's a decimal. All final zeros to the right of a decimal are significant, so all of them significant. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 significant figures. 82040.0. So we count, there's a decimal, so all of them count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 significant figures. Now, we ignore the exponents, but we just focus on the coefficient. So there's a decimal, all of them count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 significant figures. Now, no decimal, so we count from the Atlantic, and then this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 significant figures. .049450. There's a decimal, but this one is this 0 is a placeholder, but everything else counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 significant figures. All these zeros are placeholders, so there's only 1, 2, 3 significant figures. And then C and D was for homework. Now when you use calculators, they don't figure out the significant figures for you. So you have to figure out the number of significant figures to round off to the fewest significant figures. So rules for rounding off. All right, so if the digit to the right of the last significant figure is less than 5, you don't change the last significant figures. For example, 0.234, and you're asked to round off to 3, 1, 2, 3, and you draw a line. If the next number is less than 5, then you leave this 4 alone, and your answer would be 0.234. If the digit to the right of the last significant number is greater than 5, then you round up. 5 and up, you round up. So 0.2346, you want to round to 3 significant figures, draw a line. 6 is greater than 5, so you round up. So 0.235 is the answer. Practice problems. Round to 4 significant figures. You count one here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is less than 5, so you leave the 9 alone and replace the 1 with 0. So 84,790. And then now you count 1, 2, 3, 4. You draw a line. 3 is less than 5, so you leave that 4 alone. And you report it as 38.54. Excuse me. And in this one, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, draw a line. 5 and up, you round up. So it's 256.8 centimeters is the answer. D is homework. And 34, now these zeros don't count, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 is greater than 5, so we round up. So it's 0.00548. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're trying to convert it to scientific notation, so we're moving to the right, so it's negative 4. 5.482 times 10 to the negative 4. 4 significant figures again, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 and up, you round up, so it's 1, 3, 6, 8, and replace these with zeros. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're moving to the left, so it's positive 5. 1.368 times 10 to the positive 5. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 and up, you round up. So it's going to be 3087, and everything else, place these two with a 0. And then for scientific notation, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Positive 8. 3.087 times 10 to the 8th. D was homework. And then now we're adding. When we're adding, you round to the least decimal. So here you have one number after the decimal. Here you have one number after the decimal. One number after the decimal. After you add up everything, your answer has to have one number after the decimal. That's for addition and subtraction. Next one, B. It's also addition, so this one is 1 after decimal, 2 after decimal. This is 0 decimal. Your answer has to be the least so it's also 0. So when you add them up, you're going to round it off to 768. C was for homework. This is subtraction. You do the same thing. This one is 2 numbers after decimal. This one, 2 numbers after decimal. So your answer has to have 2 numbers after decimal. So 12.12 after you subtract. For B, this one has 3 numbers after the decimal. This one has 2. So your answer has to be to this least, which is 2. So after you add it will be 2.10. C was homework. 37 you multiply, so it's significant figures. This one has 2 significant figures multiplied by 3 significant figures. Your answer has to have 2 significant figures after you multiply. So 78 meters squares, because meter times meter is meter square. B, 120 multiplied by 0.10. This is 2 significant figures because there's no decimal, and this one is 2 significant figures. Your answer has to have 2 significant figures. So after you multiply, you'll have 14 meters squared. C and D were homework. Complete the round off. You're dividing now. Division. Significant figures again. So when you divide these two, this is 3 significant figures, 2 significant figures. Your answer has to have 2 significant figures. For B, 3 significant figures. This one is 3. Your answer has to have 3 significant figures. So 3, don't just put 3 or 3.0, it's 3.00 because it's 3 significant figures. And C and D was homework. And that concludes significant figures and rounding off. Thank you. We'll see you next time.